Okay, first things first, I just recorded a bunch without turning on the mic. So there you go. That's fine, whatever. Today, I just wanted to just chill and work on some different things and slow down and talk about my goals for 2024. So I was sick for a decent part of November, and for a couple of weeks, I couldn't bring myself to do anything. I was physically and mentally incapable, or it felt like it. Anyway, I really planned to do a lot of work on videos at that time, and I'm not just saying that. I really meant it. But then I couldn't, and then I was behind on the work I had to do, and I really couldn't think much about work I wanted to do. But now I think I'm ready to get back to it. I decided, though, I wouldn't pressure myself too much. I feel like we make this time of year so busy when we should really be taking the time to slow down. It's cold and dark, and much of nature is resting right now, and with good reason. So I thought this would be a good time to relax and reflect and talk about some of the things I hope to focus on in the upcoming year. The first goal kind of feeds into all the others, and that is I would like to get some systems in place. Ali Abdaal talks about systems a lot, and clearly they're working for him. So maybe at the very least, I could develop my own to get more artwork made and more content made more effectively. Lately, I've been trying to learn the Notion app because I know a lot of people are obsessed with it for organization. No, this is not sponsored, by the way. But I had looked at it before, and I couldn't get into it really. But being desperate for some semblance of order in my life, I thought I'd take another look. And although I am still figuring it out, I can see its potential and why so many people really love it. So I'm working with that. I've also been trying to write every morning. That's actually something I've been doing for a little while now, but I did take a break from it when I wasn't feeling very good. When I write, though, it's very low pressure. Basically, I'm doing what author Julia Cameron calls morning pages, but I don't always, in fact, I rarely do the 3 pages that she suggests. So see, it's very low pressure. I basically write whatever pops into my mind, and sometimes that's something that is helpful or useful, but a lot of times it's just nonsense, and that's okay because that's part of the process. I think of it as like doing rough sketches or doodles in your sketchbook that you don't expect anything from. It's just the action of doing that kind of helps get your brain going. So my next goal, and these are in no particular order, is to work in my sketchbook more. I have been using it somewhat regularly, but I feel like not enough, and it's not always a time thing. Sometimes I just choose to do something that is kind of a waste of time. I'm not pressuring myself. I really could just do more. And I want to continue on my podcast and maybe give it some more attention and a little more thought. I feel pretty good about the episodes I have out there because when I started the podcast or the idea, it really was supposed to be just a little extra something and a way to release some of my ramblings in audio form. But then I ran into the dilemma of wanting to have thoughts on the podcast that were exclusive to the podcast, so that if you also watched my videos and wanted to listen to the podcast, it wouldn't be a bunch of repeated stuff. But anyway, basically, I still feel like I need to figure that out. Do I want to reuse audio from videos on the podcast or vice versa, or occasionally do that? I don't know. I just need to give it some more thought and plan a little better and try to be a little more regular about the show. Again, I'm probably not going to make it into like a weekly show, but I do want to be a little more consistent, whatever I decide. And I really just want to make more videos too. That's where I think the whole having a system thing will come in handy. It's incredible to me just how long it seems to take me to make a video, from getting the idea to hitting publish. And it's not hard. I mean, it takes work, but it's not complicated. But for some reason, it just takes me so long. And as I've said multiple times, I have ideas for videos I really want to do. It just takes a while. So hopefully, I'll get the systems in place, and then it'll be easy, right? Okay, so as I keep talking, I keep thinking of goals that I have that I hadn't exactly written down or planned on sharing, simply because they're all kind of in the same vein as just like get stuff done, do more things, be organized, you know? I really want to make more of a plan for this channel and everything else. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Kelsey Rodriguez, and she was talking about planning in phases. I will link that video below, of course, but I really like the idea, and I think I need to implement that for myself somehow. I always used to think I was a really great planner. Maybe I was, but the part I struggle with is sticking to the plan. And so after a while, I think I just gave up altogether. But I need to figure out something, stick with it. And again, think about planning in phases. That also reminds me I need to figure out a better way to film. I don't have a lot of space to work with. And yeah, so that's just going to be something that might take a while. So a more concrete goal that I have, or at least one with an actual deadline, is I want to get ready for an art show that I'm going to be participating in April. It sounds like a long time from now, but I know it's not. So this would entail making finished works of art to show and hopefully sell. I would also want to have other things available there, like zines and stickers and maybe some other items like that. It would also be nice if I had a decent display for my table. I always dream of a nice looking setup when I do events like this, but then of course I'm entirely unprepared and my display usually ends up reflecting that. It's okay, but I hope to make at least some progress in that area this time. Basically, I want to do more art, but I also want to do it with less pressure, less expectation, and more willingness to experiment. I have some other half-formed, somewhat nebulous ideas about other things that I want to do, which I am totally willing to share with you once I actually get a little more clarity there. But like always, I want to know what you're working on or struggling with, or if you have questions about anything or are just curious about something. I think we're going to finish the video a little more quietly, or at least with no more chit chat. If you want more chit chat though, be sure to check out my podcast or some more of my videos linked in the description. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and I hope to talk with you again soon.